Okay, so there's currently a discharge petition pending in the House of Representatives, brought bipartisan by Kentucky Republican Thomas Massie and California Democrat Khanna, to force the DOJ to release the Epstein files, the case files. They need 218 votes in order to pass that discharge petition, and they got their 218th vote yesterday when a Democrat, a woman named Adelita Grijalva, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, won a special election last night, Tuesday night, so she'll be sworn in shortly. They're going to have their 218 signatures, 218 votes to pass that discharge position to force the DOJ to release the Epstein case files. And now top Republicans and White House allies are working behind the scenes to prevent that vote from happening and to prevent this discharge petition from passing. Because Donald Trump is all over the Epstein files, and now he's threatening and blackmailing Republicans in the House to vote against this bill to keep the Epstein files secret. There is so much crazy shit going on here. There are probably 214 or 213, whatever, Republicans who are now looking at having to make a public vote against releasing the Epstein files. Out of loyalty to Donald Trump, who is in the Epstein files. He's all over the Epstein files. And Republicans are going to have to take a public vote on the record, publicly, voting against releasing the Epstein case files. Epstein's victims who have spoken out on this issue have said, yes, please release these files. Release these files. They are still in the process of creating their own Epstein list of men from personal experience, from having been victims of Jeffrey Epstein and his friends, like allegedly Donald Trump. And now Republicans are going to have to go on record. They're going to have to vote on record publicly, saying no, don't release the Epstein files. Mike Johnson is voting against it. He has argued that Thomas Massie's petition has been drafted in a way that does not adequately protect victims' personal information, and has said that the full House has no need to take a vote while the Oversight Committee's investigation is ongoing. The Oversight Committee's investigation is a stall tactic because they want to talk to Bill Clinton. They only want to drag Democrats through this mud pit. There are going to be just as many Republicans as Democrats in there, if not more. They're going to have to vote no on releasing the Epstein files in a publicly recorded vote. How much fun do you think their town halls are going to be after that when they go back to their communities? And people get up and question, why did you vote to protect pedophiles? Why did you vote to protect pedophiles? What is their answer going to be? What possible answer could there be that would be okay with Republican voters, something like 70% of whom want the Epstein files released? And discharge petitions almost never, ever work. But this is the Epstein issue. This is the Epstein file. This has galvanized the Republican base because, again, Republicans don't care. Republican voters and Republicans who are elected don't care about victims. They only care about the perps. And the Republican base still thinks that Epstein's client list is populated exclusively by Democrats and people on the left and the Hollywood elite. And Donald Trump. He's all over the Epstein files. I just can't even imagine what it's like being a Republican elected to the House of Representatives and walking into that chamber and voting against releasing the Epstein files, which is something your entire base wants to see, out of loyalty to Donald Trump, who does not want the Epstein case files released because he's on every fucking page. But Thomas Massie and Ro Khanna have enough. They have the votes. They have 218. That's what you need. 218 is a majority out of 435. They're not going to be able to avoid it anymore.